Motocoaster is motor closing motor permanently. What could this moto mean? After almost 2 decades of operations, Dreamworld on the Gold Coast has finally announced that Motocoaster will permanently close on Monday the 2nd of February, with the last chance to ride on Sunday the 1st of February. It's no secret I wasn't the biggest fan of Motocoaster, and my first reaction is very moto excited. I hate to be dancing on the grave of an attraction, even one filled with such discomfort and infamy. Motocoaster was notorious for being incredibly uncomfortable and a fairly unusual ride. However, it was actually Intamin's first motorbike launch coaster, which at the time was a pretty innovative and unique concept, and although Motocoaster itself wasn't the greatest coaster in the world, it was a necessary step to paving the way for more refined and well-executed versions of the same concept, such as Jet Rescue at SeaWorld. So in a weird way, I'm grateful to Motocoaster, and even though I hate Motocoaster, I secretly love Motocoaster. What could the permanent closure of Motocoaster mean for Dreamworld? Well, there's a few options.
To be honest, I didn't even feel like I was on Motocoaster.
While it's pretty clear that this is the final chapter for Motocoaster, it's unclear what comes next. Are they going to demolish the coaster entirely to make way for another roller coaster or attraction? Or are they going to upgrade the existing coaster track and ride system with more modern and up-to-date standards? Or is there even anything planned at all? My personal bet would be for a complete demolition and new coaster. Given Motocoaster is almost 20 years old and often has technical issues and closures, I think it's probably more cost effective to build something new entirely. Probably something from Intamin once again, as they're fairly well known for doing package deals. And given Dreamworld just opened King Claw, the Intamin gyro swing, I think that's a fair assumption to make. As for what ride it could be is unclear, but I do have a few educated guesses. Dreamworld has a track record for trying to make their ride lineup unique and stand apart from the other parks on the Gold Coast. So I think they'll go for something more left field that fills a gap in their discography of rides. There's a clear gap for water-based attractions, but given the unfortunate history at Dreamworld with water attractions, I think the park will want to dip their toe into something a bit more approachable for the general public before a full-fledged water attraction returns to the park. So I could imagine something like an Intamin Ultra Splash in the same plot of land. I think it would fit nicely into the ride footprint and would be a unique offering for the park, which would also be really popular. Another option would be to fill the gap for a medium thrill level coaster with something unique to draw people's attention. So I could imagine something like a dueling single rail hot racer, which would also fill the ride footprint quite nicely. I think both of these options would fit really well into the park, and of course for theming they could tie it into Rivertown somehow, which would be great. Another option of course, which I wouldn't mind at all, would be another family launch coaster with more up-to-date systems, trains, and seating, because although Motocoaster wasn't the greatest version of that ride system, it did fit kind of nicely into Dreamworld's lineup. What do you think about the announcement of Motocoaster's permanent closure? Are you sad, happy, excited, or all of the above? And what would you like to see next? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Before we finish, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all the members and sponsors of Team YumYum for supporting my content. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.